get understanding of the Bible?
I'm going to be allowed to answer.
Yeah, I'm asking you a question. Yes.
Okay.
Now, how do I know somebody has an understanding of the Bible? How do I know that?
Because
So what must you be doing to show somebody that you have the understanding of the Bible?
In fact, that's the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Wisdom is knowledge applied. Knowledge is knowledge by itself.
The fear of the Lord is all wisdom. Did you hear that?
Birds chirping to the sound of the tune. What a bird tell a hunter how the hell he...
We're talking about the beginning of understanding, getting understanding, right? How do you get understanding of the Bible? Sam, come back up here. How do you get understanding of the Bible?
I'm going to be allowed to answer.
Yeah, I'm asking you a question. Yes.
Okay. What he just said, the beginning is the fear of God Almighty. That's the very beginning.
So what is the fear? We're building here. James, be patient. We're having a dialogue, right?
I don't want to talk when you're talking.
Okay, so you said to fear God, right? So fearing God is what? Right, okay, I'm just interjecting. So when you fear God, what is that?
Knowledge of this is where I come from. Knowledge of that you would not know about this if he didn't lead you or direct you. The only way we come into a knowledge of this is he had to share the knowledge. But that again, like it says, the beginning, that just says the beginning. There's a continuation. You have people that say, well, once saved, always saved, and that's false.
So what is
that's
there
just the beginning.
So what is there to fear? So he said, I fear God. What is there to fear? So if you're talking to somebody that doesn't know the Bible, right? You tell them that you have to fear God.
That's the beginning.
What is it to fear? Why do they have to fear God?
Well,
For what reason?
Well, one, you are acknowledging that there is a higher being than you. Another thing, you acknowledge that you were created. You take something as complex as this automobile. A human body is way more complex than any machine on this earth. With no gravity, we would die. With no sun, we would die. With no oxygen, we would die. It's so much that this body is dependent upon. We got enough veins in our body that can wrap around this earth. So something so complex and complicated as even just the human brain, and we only using 10% of it, you have to know, if you have some intelligence, that there is a creator. And so, and if you're willing to acknowledge that and humble yourself, then you'll know that there is a God. And the beginning of this is the first thing, well, there is a God. That's like they tell you, a person is trying to break an addiction, the first thing is to say, I have an addiction. See, once you acknowledge it, then you can take your knowledge further. But if you don't acknowledge the basics, you cannot jump from addition to multiplication until you know
that fearing God is that you fear a higher power that has the power to do whatever he needs to do. Right?
Causes to become. That's what it's
mean. So what does it mean to have the wisdom of God? How do I know somebody has an understanding of the Bible? How do I know that? Do I know it based upon what he says? How do I know that somebody understands the Bible?
Well, to me, this is me. The only way a person would know that I know the understanding of the Bible, one, they would have to converse with us. They would have to, if they're asking me some questions instead of third, they would have to allow me to elaborate on what they asked me. And
so what if it sounds good? What if everything that you say, like say for instance, I don't know the Bible, right? I come to you, everything you say may sound good for somebody that doesn't know the Bible, right? So how do I differentiate between somebody that just sounds good? Because these pastors sound amazing, right? So how do you differentiate that?
I'm sorry. Okay.
How do I know somebody has the understanding of wisdom of God?
You're going to have to know it yourself. You're going to have to show yourself to be approved. Because it don't matter that a person to take the lead over you, that does not excuse the people that's listening to him to know it for themselves.
Right, because so what must you be doing to show somebody that you have the understanding of the Bible? Outside of your words, what can you do to show somebody that you understand the Bible?
You have a commandment to, if you do have this understanding, you are charged with the Most High to share that message.
Right, so what actions? You said actions. What actions would I take to show this brother here that I keep the commandment, that I understand the Bible? If I'm teaching him, how do I show him that I understand the Bible?
You have to be living it. Is that what you have to?
No, I'm asking you. I'm just asking you.
I can go so many directions. You have to be living it. You have to lead by example. You have to teach it. And then whoever is learning from you, he's going to have to learn for himself. It's no different than you're teaching your son how to be a man. So at some point, he's going to have to become that man. All you can do is guide him. So the disciple will eventually try to make more disciples.
So that means I must be doing what I'm teaching, right? Okay, so go to Sirach 19 and 19.
Did
The
you say
book of
what?
Sirach.
Ecclesiasticus.
1919.
Oh,
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 19 and verse 19.
Bring it out.
The knowledge of the commandments of the Lord is the doctrine of life. Verse 20. The fear of the Lord is all wisdom, and in all wisdom is the performance of the law.
That's right.
Did you hear that? Read it again.
The fear of the Lord is all wisdom.
So remember, we already talked about in Psalms about the beginning of wisdom is fearing God. So it says the fear, right? So it says the fear of the Lord is all wisdom. So me fearing God is all wisdom. But what else?
And in all wisdom is the performance of the law.
That's
So
right.
me fearing the Lord is me performing the law, right? All wisdom is performing the law. Like I said, read it again.
The fear of the Lord is all wisdom, and in all wisdom is the performance of the law.
right. See, that's the
See?
the second part is different. See, it's like
It's the
this.
same thing.
It's not. You can know something. You can apply something. That's different. You can know this, but he's applying it. In fact, that's the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Wisdom is knowledge applied. Knowledge is just knowledge by itself.
But
Having
still,
this Bible
you have to perform the law, right? You still have to perform
I
the
just
law.
said that.
But
Knowledge
to show
applied
that
is
you
performing.
understand the Bible, right?
No, no.
To show you understand the Bible, you have to
you want me to
perform the law.
answer the question, I will.
My brother, you, have you been listening? So to show that I have understanding, what must I do? I'm still dealing with you, but he's here too. So if I say that I believe in God and I fear God, what must I be doing according to what we've been reading? Come up here, I can hear you. What's your name? Come around here. Okay, read it again.
Psalms chapter 111 and verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
So the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. So you cannot begin to have wisdom if you don't fear God. You're not going to understand the Bible at all. Go ahead.
A good understanding have all they that do his commandments.
So all those that do the commandments have a good understanding. Meaning you cannot begin to learn about the Lord. You cannot understand the Lord without keeping his commandments.
That's
It's
right.
impossible. Go to 119 because now we got to understand what does it mean to fear God. Because a lot of us think that, oh, he's going to take away my money. He's going to take away my car. It's much more than just that. Go ahead.
Psalms chapter 119 and verse 120. My flesh trembleth for fear of thee.
So this is David. He's talking. He's basically prophesying. Go ahead.
And I am afraid of thy judgments.
So David said his flesh trembled for the fear of God because of his judgments. You understand that God is the one that gives judgments? What type of judgments does God hand out? One second. What type of judgments does God hand out? You saw the earthquake in Turkey? Like, who did that? The earthquake in Turkey, who did that? You suppose God, what do you say? Who did that earthquake in Turkey? Who made that happen? Mankind. Okay, so when tornadoes come, who does that? I'm asking the question. Answer the question, bro. Just answer it.
Right. That's not God's doing.
It's not God's doing.
So when people say, when people make the comment, well, my baby just died, you needed another, God didn't do it.
God didn't do that.
Do that.
Who did
So,
it?
huh?
Who did it?
The same. Who killed Adam and Eve?
Who did it?
That's the answer. Who killed Adam and Eve?
My brother with the pizza box. My brother with the pizza.
My man.
What's your name?
Darius.
Darius. Let me ask you a question. So you familiar with the earthquake in Turkey? I'm still dealing with you, bro. Stop being emotional. So we're still dealing with the earthquake in Turkey, right? You remember that? All the people, thousands of people died. Who did that?
Mother Nature, ain't it?
Mother Nature. Okay, when children die or people get shot, people get killed, people die, people get cancer. Who does that?
Mother Nature again, cancer.
Mother Nature. So anything that happens on this planet is all attributed to Mother Nature. Who is Mother Nature? What is that?
I'm not saying it's Mother Nature.
But that's what you. I mean, that's okay.
disobedience with man. See, when Adam and Eve was going to live forever, because they disobeyed God and they died, is that God's fault? When you raise your son up to do what he's supposed to do, and your son say, you know what, Dad? I want to be gay and I want to like men. Is that the father's fault who did not raise him that way?
Sin has nothing to do with the Lord. Sin has nothing to do with the Lord.
I know that. When Adam, Eve disobeyed and they lost their lives, did that have anything to do with God?
Did God ordain them to go do what he told them to do? Did God tell them to go sin?
No, he did not.
Then that's your answer.
He told them what would happen if they did.
Go to Sirach 15
once
and 20.
mankind, which they have been, disobeying God Almighty, this is why we have the disasters that we have.
Okay, and I agree with you. I agree with I agree with you. That's why you have to. We got a dialogue. We brothers here. You don't have to be so aggressive about things. I'm not taking it. Go ahead. Read Sirach 15.
I can say.
1 second. Let's read this real quick. Sirach 15 and 20.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 15 and verse 20.
So what we're dealing with is, does God give men license to go sin? So if a man sins and he's judged, does that have anything to do with God? That's the question. Go ahead.
He has commanded no man to do wickedly.
So God says, I have never commanded no man, even Adam and Eve, he commanded no man to do wickedly, to commit sin. So if a brother kills another brother, or somebody aborts their baby, all these things, God did not ordain those things. Go ahead.
Neither hath he given any man license to sin.
So no man has been given license to sin, even if you're ignorant to it. God gives nobody license to do evil. So now it brings us back to that same question. Sis, what's your name? T. Okay, so the question we're dealing with is, when people die, right? When people die, who ordains that? So like the earthquake in Turkey, when thousands of people died, who did that? Did God do it? Did Satan do it? Did Mother Nature do it? Who did that? Anybody? What do you think, T? Yeah. I'm trying to see what you think.
No, it's not about what I think. I'm listening. I'm not here to do all my opinion.
All right. What you already told me that. What do you say, Mother Nature? You said God. Okay. Let's see what the Bible says. Because there's a lot of killing that goes on in Detroit, right? It just a murder happened down the street 2 days ago. People die every single day. So we got to figure out, what does the Bible say about that? Why these things happen in our communities? Go ahead.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 45 and verse 7. I form the light.
This is God speaking. Go ahead.
And create darkness.
I form the light, the sun that you have, the darkness. Go ahead.
I make peace and create evil.
So he said, I make peace, but also I create evil. So I create peace and evil. So God said, I create all those things. Go ahead.
I, the Lord, do all these things.
So he comes back to reiterate. I do all these things. I, the Lord, do all these things. Go ahead.
Drop down, ye heavens, from above, and let the skies pour down righteousness. Let the earth open, and let them bring forth salvation.
That's it. Go to Deuteronomy. So basically, God is showing you that he's the one that creates peace. He's the one that creates death. He creates all these things, right? So Deuteronomy 32, 39? 32, 39. Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32 and verse 39.
Bring it out.
See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me.
So who is speaking here? Who's speaking here? Read it again.
See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me.
Who's speaking here? James, who's speaking here? Who's speaking here? Read it again.
See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me.
Who's speaking? It's God. Go ahead.
I kill, and I make alive.
What did he say he do?
I kill.
He said he does what?
I kill.
So all those people that got killed in Turkey, who did that? God did. He said, he told you himself that I do these things.
That's right.
And I make alive.
And I make alive. So when people die, when people live, God says, I do those things.
That's the word that's used. It's a difference between.
It says kill and make alive, right? That's what it says, right? Go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
don't interrupt you especially when you
Go ahead, brother. Brother, go ahead.
Okay. One, he didn't kill those people in Turkey. Now he can resurrect, bring to life, and he can also.
But he can't kill. All right, I'm done dealing with you. Read it again. I'm tired of dealing with you, bro. You're too emotional. You're too emotional. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 39. See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive.
So God clearly says that I kill, I make alive. What else does he do?
I wound.
He said, I wound. So you get shot, when you get stabbed, when you break your leg. He said, I do all those things. Go ahead.
And I heal.
And I heal. So when your cancer, when your cancer goes away, when your sickness goes away, God says, I do all these things. You understand that? Robert, you understand that? God says, I do all those things. Go ahead.
Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand.
He even says that there's nobody that can take it away but me.
Right.
That's it. That's why he said, I create peace. So if I want to bring peace to your life, that's up to the Lord to do those things.
Right.
You understand? God is the author of all things.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today.
What is a nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. His word